Pull up your chairs. Let's talk about trauma. Let's talk about strongholds in your life. Are they inherited, generational curses, spiritual attacks? How did I get these issues that I have to deal with every single day? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Pastor's Hangover. My name is Melissa, and we are going to chat today and talk through some of your deep, dark questions.
Deep,
Man,
dark
deep
question.
These are deep and dark.
Man.
Let's
These
go.
are deep and dark today.
There's some questions we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
We have Pastor Hal Mayer.
Good morning.
Pastor Chris Bonham, welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody.
And Pastor Daryl Black.
Here we go. Let's get dark and deep.
Well, seriously, Pastor Chris, one of the original fans of the show.
I am. I've been every episode. I have not missed an episode.
He has been, even like episode 2 where nobody was watching. We had one view each week, and it was him.
It was me.
So you have been our loyal fan. So I'm so excited you're here.
Yeah.
Well,
great to
wait,
be here.
let's, Pastor Chris, will you introduce who you are and all
Yes.
that real quick? Because we had your wife on last week.
Yes,
And,
don't want to be
yes.
confused. Kristen is my wife, but I am Chris Bonham. I am the lead pastor of Grace Family Church, and I have the wonderful job of leading our directional team and our lead team. And just as we do things together as a team, it's just been really phenomenal. So, but that's my role, and it's great to be here. I love what we do with this podcast.
And you've been with Grace for 29 years.
Actually, 30.
30
Yes.
years. You
Yeah.
and your wife have been a part of Grace Family Church, serving and leading. And
Yep, we had the opportunity to come on the 1-year anniversary, and there was 125 people in a strip mall. It was crazy. It was wild, and wow, look what God's done. It's really
incredible.
amazing.
Really is.
that is so cool. Well, we're really glad that you're here. And we're going to talk about Pastor Hal's message, God's Got Me. Finishing up our You're Not Crazy.
It's not finished,
See-
actually. Craig changed it
Really?
up. He's doing one more week.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We got one more
the,
week.
So the
Yeah.
crazy
One more week.
continues.
Wow.
Yes.
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 His title is You Are Crazy.
You are great. Yeah.
He's going to change
You don't
it.
want to miss it. You don't want to
way.
miss
He's
it.
like,
no.
I don't think this is right. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I am kidding.
Oh, so this is
But he
series
will
wrap.
No,
probably
there is
say
one
that at
more.
one point.
There is one more.
There
There
is
is
one
one
more.
more.
He is doing one more. He's extended it one more. So, yes.
This is awesome.
It's going to be a real
Sorry, I
treat.
wasn't in the loop, but this is awesome. I'm excited. Okay, so Pastor Hal's message this weekend talking about anxiety, the battlefield of the mind, taking every thought captive.
Yeah.
Any overflow, or you want to just jump in?
Yeah, I think the thing that I wanted, it's funny, when I was talking about it, when Paul was talking about how we need to practice these things, and it took everything in me not to go into like Allen Iverson mode. Practice. We talking about practice? Because, and the reason I want to harp on that just a little bit is the idea of everything God calls us to do is usually into a deeper relationship with Him, because everything that we're supposed to receive from Him is out of that relationship. And so, one of the things that we've got to be very good at is not treating God like a genie or a vending machine, whatever that may be, and understand this is something that's a lifelong process. And so, if you're not in the middle of something right now, this is actually the season. Like this is the time where you are supposed to be practicing. You're supposed to be developing those relationships with people. We always tell people with especially when it comes to relationships, you're developing relationships now for what you're going to go through in the future. We don't wait for everything to go wrong and then go, I need some friends. It's I need to develop that friendship.
Yeah.
I need to develop that relationship with God. I need to start practicing these things, because it's when we get in the middle of it that practice, that relationship shines through. And so just a reminder of those things, like it's not something that we just do in the moment. Like what we're teaching is not, hey, you're dealing with this, do this for a week. It's no, this is the ongoing thing we talk about every single week. Get close to God, get next to God, spend time with God, spend time with godly community, all these things, because that is going to be the answer. But it's just, we talk about it in different ways. And when we talk about anxiety and these things, it's funny. I had a lot of people send me pictures of their car and their check engine light on. And some people, it took up the entire, now like the newer cars, it takes up the entire, they're like, I don't think I have a sticker big enough. I'm like, just get one of your kids' drawings and put it over it. But it's funny.
What was the breakdown? Were more people I don't do anything with the check engine light, or do they go right
I think
to
it's
the
a
mechanic?
big mix. Like
Really?
it really is, because you do have the people that the moment it comes on, they get it done, which I'm always amazed at. I'm more of a 2 weeks or so. Let's see if this is really a problem or not.
One good speed bump and it's all fixed.
Yeah. But then, I know a lot of people that just leave it on and they don't even think about it. My wife was one of those. So, we've had to work through that together. But yeah.
That is really funny. I think the story about the car actually breaking down.
Oh,
from,
very real.
Yeah. It
It'll
was
be-
a reality check for me.
It'll
for
be
sure.
interesting because
So
my
I'll get
friend
oil
Brad
changed.
will listen to it, and he's a pastor also, so he may use it in a message, but he may switch it up somehow as my fault. But I don't know.
Right. It was your car at the time.
It definitely
Right.
wasn't my
It was
car. I
your
never
car.
had a Camaro, but yeah, it was sweet. It really was a sweet ride. That was a moment of sadness for all of us.
Yeah.
Ruined.
See you later.
Ruined.
So let's dive in. Thank you guys for submitting your questions each week. We so appreciate and want to talk through, the hard questions.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, how do I identify my own mental strongholds or negative thought patterns in my life? This was kind of a common theme in the questions, like, how do I identify? And, we talked about take every thought captive, but how do I even know if that is something that I need to address or work through? Or how do we know what our strongholds or negative thoughts are?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that takes time. It's something that also a lot of times takes other people. And so it's that first part of what I talked about, is actually taking the time to not allow thoughts to go through your mind without asking the question. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this something I should be paying attention to? Is this truth or not? And so it's really, that first step is just doing that. And then even taking the time of going, man, I'm noticing this thought is coming up a lot. This thought is taking over my mind. This thought is doing this. And so, like we said before, this is not something you're going to sit down in one day and go, you know what? I figured out everything that's wrong with me, or every thought pattern that's not right. It's something that takes time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you guys talk about community all the time on the show. I think that's where the power of community is. Those key relationships really do speak into your life. They tell you, hey, something's not right here. Something's not going in the right direction. When you welcome that in, you're really saying, help me make sure that I'm on the right path. So I think the key relationships are a big part of identifying it, and then also recognizing what contributes to that. When I hear that question, I go, man, what are words that people have spoken over me that I've given maybe more power than I should, or maybe things that I'm going, man, that's just not healthy for me. So having those key people that can just say, man, that's not you. I think that's really important.
That's good.
Honesty. I don't think we're honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One, if you start by asking yourself the question, what is the lie that I've continued to believe over and over again that God doesn't say about me? And most people, it's the same 3 or 4 things. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. God doesn't love me. I do this all the time, or I keep messing up. Like there's some variation of that.
Yeah.
And then just be honest about, man, here's my thing that I keep doing. And so you know what those strongholds are, because patterns keep showing up. You keep doing the same patterns over and over again. And I think for some of us, we've become so comfortable in our strongholds and in our traumas that it becomes difficult for us to be honest that that's really a problem, because we know how to survive.
Yep.
Not thrive. We know how to survive. Yeah, I know this is bad, but the check engine light, it's on. I know it's on, but I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with the sound. So it's like your car's making noise. You turn the radio
up.
You become so used to it, which is why you need other people in your life to sit in your car and go, you don't hear that? It's like that doesn't sound good. Your engine is about to seize up. And so we have to be honest enough with ourselves, and not only what are the strongholds, but do we really want to tackle them? And because the devil will even make you feel like you can't do it.
I think when you say honesty, I think, boy, what courage it takes to be honest with yourself, because it takes courage to say, wow, I really see myself clearly. And do I have the guts to do what it takes to get rid of that, or to move that to a different place? When you say that, the picture I think of is that we all have things that we can almost keep ourselves in a prison cell, and it's more comfortable. We know it, it's familiar. And instead of saying, no, it's going to take courage to go out and actually walk in freedom. So I think you're hitting on a really key principle.
Well, and if you've grown up in it, crazy sounds normal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like I remember Pastor Mike Ash he was talking in dating, he's talking about how before he met Leanne, the girl that he was dating, was in that like crazy cycle, but that's what he grew up with. Yeah. He thought that's what was normal, was a normal relationship is crazy. And so, but in our own thoughts, it's normal to us. And so that's why it's so important to have other people in our life, because it's when we speak it out loud that people go, no, that's not right. That's not normal. That's not good. That is not okay. And so until we have those people in our life, or the ability to be honest enough to go, maybe this isn't okay, and actually bring somebody else in or challenge it, it's tough, because it is. It's funny. I go back to, like Shawshank Redemption, some of those movies. There's a lot of people where they spent so much time in prison, the idea of going outside of prison is tough. Yeah. Because I don't know how to be in that area. I don't know how to do those things. And it sounds crazy to us that we would do that, but we do. We find comfort with what we've known, not what is actually good. Yeah. And so it takes some time, and it takes some honesty and courage really to go, maybe what I'm believing is not truth. Maybe what I'm believing is not what everybody else is going through. Yeah. Maybe this is different.
I love the courage. I love the courage aspect of that. It is, somebody can comment on this and tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's a National Science Foundation that says it's either 60,000 or 70,000 thoughts we think per day.
Oh, wow.
And 80% of those are negative. 80%.
Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah. I think that's accurate. But just think about the amount of negative noise that is just a part of your life. Yeah. That we just deal with, and we just accept that it's okay. So you need other people to be a part of that and go, hey, that's not normal. That's not okay. That's not, I think about most people when they wake up, the first thing they do is negative. First thing you do is negative. The alarm goes off. Oh, that's negative. Oh, I got to get up again. Oh, that's negative. Oh, I got to, you don't realize how many thoughts. They're small, but if there's enough of those small negative thoughts, they create a huge hole in your life. And then that just becomes a normality. You go, well, this is just what it is. My foot hurts, and it's just going to keep hurting. And then and that becomes, my soul is wounded, whatever that stuff is, that trauma. And we become so used to it. And so, you need courage and you need community. Yeah.
So give me the breakdown on strongholds. Are they learned, inherited, spiritual attacks? Are they results of our own sin? Are they from trauma that we've been through? Trauma that our family has passed on to us? Where do they originate from?
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to be the one to say it first. It is yes.
I was just waiting for you to stop, so I go, yeah. And that's the thing. And I think the ones that are and passed down, it's not like it's genetic, but it's passed down because it's what's learned. Yeah. And so, I think those are some of the toughest ones, because you hear people say all the time, well, I'm Italian, or I'm Irish, or, oh, that's just the way I was raised, or that's just who we are. And so, I think that's why they're so hard to point out, because it's normative.
Yeah, and you hear people talk about, this is how my family is. We've always had divorce in my family. We've always had alcoholism, or whatever that might be. And they say, well, because of that, I don't have a choice. That's the way it's going to be. A big one for me, I was the original children's pastor at Grace, and children's ministry has always been such a phenomenal foundation for me, because one of the biggest things, of course, 7-year-olds aren't going out sinning a lot, but one thing I tell you that really jumped out was the words that are spoken over children live a lifetime. I've done this many times in Freedom, where I've talked about, I bet you can remember that word that was spoken over you, and it's still with you. And I have not had someone say, nope, I'm good. I can't think of what you're talking about. Everybody's had those moments in life where someone has shared something, and they have to choose. They have to have the courage to go, am I going to receive that? Or am I going to basically say, wow, that's just the way I am? And so there's a lot of things that contribute to strongholds, but those are two to me that just, even as a young age, we're conditioned to go, well, that's what they told me I am, so that's what I am. And we just accept it. Yeah. And that's why it is a stronghold. It's not something you just go, oh, I can break that. You've really got to bring God into it, and a lot of the principles you brought out in your message.
Yeah. It's layered. And sometimes it's not just one thing. It can be all of those things, whether that's spiritual trauma, self-made, come from your family, inherited, whatever. It's like an onion. So it's all of those pieces. But I think the amazing thing is, no matter how it got there, Jesus can break it.
Absolutely.
And that's the part we soon forget. We rather sit in it because it's comfortable. Man, my mama did it, my daddy did it. This is how they are. Instead of going, no, I'm going to give this to him because he overcomes all of that. And so, what is it? Is it Galatians? He breaks the curse. So I think it's Galatians 5:1. I might be wrong, but but he breaks that curse. And so, so anything that's come from your family. Oh yeah, Exodus 20 talks about the sins of the father, and I think it's Galatians. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going through my my mental Rolodex right now. But Jesus breaks all of the bondage and all of the curse, no matter where it came from, whether you started or whether your parents started, and that's why we have to be committed to giving it to him.
Yeah. So I think what you said is important. It's layered too, because trauma tends to lead to more trauma.
Yeah.
And to more strongholds. And so because I'm dealing with this, I tend to be susceptible to something else, or bringing somebody else into my life who has their own trauma. And then we get to co-trauma.
Co-trauma.
And that's what we call marriage. And so let's just be honest.
That's good. Co-trauma.
I don't remember who said it. They said there's not marriage problems, there's single people problems that they bring into marriage. Was that Stanley? Or I don't remember who that was.
I like that.
But it's so true. I mean, it's what we bring in. It's not. It's how because the relationship is tough because we have these things that get in the way of us having that true relationship. And so, that's why it's so important. And parents, I'll just say this: one of the greatest things you can do for your kids is to heal. Greatest things you can do. It's that ability to walk through that healing and do those things so that they won't have to deal with that full brunt of it. Not that they won't have things to deal with, but we have the ability to help them walk through that. But it does. It leads to more, which causes us to sit even longer because it just seems like it's building up over time.
Yeah. Pastor Kristen taught me this through the Freedom Ministry, that strongholds are built brick by brick, and we put them up and we allow them to go up, and we sit in that prison until you decide, right? Until you say, hey God, I am done with this, I want to break free of what I've been through. Another question we got was, how do I know if I'm dealing with my own issues or something passed down through my family? I think that's kind of the same question, and the answer was what I just heard you guys say was, does it matter? Does it matter how it got there, right? It's your job to get healthy. It's your job to say, what do I do to get on the other side of this?
Yeah, and I think we all have a heart to see our families growing and thriving. And so I would say, deal with yourself first. Do the work on yourself. And what's nice about that is you might be that light to give them hope in your family to say, we can take that step too.
And usually it takes somebody else to help you walk through that. I remember one of the greatest things that happened for my wife was getting in counseling with a person that had the ability. They literally just mapped it out. Like, let's look at the lies. Where did that come from? Where is that and stem from? And that was a great thing to do. But at some point, Chrissy had to go, well, these are the things I'm believing. So it's my choice to do this because I can't fix them. I can't fix those things. I can't go back and rewrite the past. And so at some point, though, I've got to deal with it.
Family is hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, because family is so hard because even in your process of why you're healing through that trauma, you might still be living with those people.
Yeah.
So you're trying to process through that trauma and all those strongholds while still living in the middle of those strongholds. And so, that's hard. No one's saying that it's easy, but it can be done. And so I would say to anybody, freedom is a process. It's not magical. It doesn't happen in a moment. And so give yourself patience and allow yourself to walk through that. Because sometimes we think, man, if I gave it to God, I should wake up in the morning free as a butterfly and just ready to go. And God is going, no, that freedom comes through layers. And it may come through several layers. It's going to come through prayer. It's going to come through faith, therapy. It for some people, it may come through medication. It may come through definitely community. But there's also patience. Like, give yourself time to grow, because look at all the time that you've been sitting on this. I mean, this is something that's happened since you were a child. It doesn't just disappear like that. It's just like I heard years ago. I'm about to date myself. Billy Blanks. You remember Billy Banks?
The
Tybo
guy.
The Tybo
guy.
guy. And so
Everybody under 30
yes,
has no idea what we're
with
talking
the
about.
Zubas on. I
yes,
think he wore Zubas.
with Zumas. And I remember being a kid watching Billy, and he would go, you didn't gain all this weight in 30 days. You're not going to lose it in 30. Give yourself time. And so just be committed that I'm going to get up every day and do something. I'm going to move and be active. And so same is true for our trauma and our strongholds.
I think the family side that's so tough too, and I've seen this so many times. You talk about it's because you heal from something and your family does not respond in the way you think they should.
Yeah.
And or because and what the hard thing is you healed from a lie that they're still sitting in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll see a lot of kids get very frustrated. I go, hey, look, you've been sitting in this for this long. They've been sitting in it for twice as long sometimes. And so don't be surprised when their response is not what it needs to be, because you're showing them something that's it's challenging them. Like it's challenging whether or not they want to step out of that, because they're in their comfort zone right now. Even though they're in pain and hurt and all that, they're still in their comfort zone. And so healing can be a very tough thing for other people, especially family in your life, to deal with. Yeah. Because either they're watching you do something that they never had the courage to do, or because you're walking through it, it's reminding them where they failed sometimes. And that's tough for parents. Yeah. That's incredibly tough for parents. So understand that as you're walking through it, you're not always going to get all the right responses. Yeah. But by showing health, you are showing them another possibility. Yeah.
And it's tough for parents on the other side too. Yeah. If you're a parent that's healing, and your kids are going through, you got to remember you taught them that. It's like they learned that trauma from you. And so while you may be healed, they're not healed yet. And so you may not get the response you want, but that doesn't mean that you can't be a part of their deliverance. And so it takes time. So
that's good.
Be patient.
You mean one lecture doesn't work?
Oh my goodness, I wish it did.
That'd be great.
That would be great. Well, we'll teach you when you got your kid.
Don't freak me out already. I'm going to be the perfect parent, like we talked about last week.
Yes.
For the first,
you're great right now.
You are.
I think you said until the child speaks.
Until the child speaks, you're going to be the perfect parent.
You are going to be so good.
Okay. We got an awesome personal story that I do want to share with some questions looped into it. And I'm so glad that this person reached out to share this with us. And I'm going to condense it a little bit. But basically they said, I've struggled with anxiety and depression since I was 16 when I lost my best friend. Since then, it's been an ongoing journey. Sometimes I've managed with medications, other time not. Last year, my anxiety reached an all-time high, and I was really concerned about my mental well-being. But it felt like at the same time, that was when I was most committed to my spiritual life. This brings me to questions that I wrestled with. Why and how do anxiety and depression still exist in my life? Even when I feel like this is when I'm seeking God the most I ever have in my life. I've recently tapered off the medication, trying to do what you guys have encouraged, repeating the name of Jesus, but just some days it feels like a storm. So what I'm asking, why does God allow or has he assigned this kind of ongoing struggle as part of my journey? Is there a purpose in this pain?
Wow.
Well, thank you for submitting your question and sharing your story, because I think it's probably a lot of people's stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can start, I would just say, first of all, thank you for the vulnerability of sharing the story, because like Melissa said, I think it applies to a lot of different people. What I love about it is the fact that you're talking about it. I love the fact that you're not just hiding this to yourself. I think one of the challenges that many people do when they come into any type of anxiety or mental challenges is that they want to isolate. They want to say, you know what, I got to figure this out. No one else is dealing with this. That's where the enemy can speak into that. So first of all, I think just using your voice and speaking up is phenomenal. And I just want to applaud that. And I know we'll all unpack some different things. I think the thing I would say is that they've given you some good things already, and that if this is a journey. I love the fact that you're looking at what beyond God can be a part of that journey, but not limiting God either. So I think it's really, this is where having the right people in your life will allow you to say, is this the right path? Is this healthy for me? Is this a season for me? Is this something that maybe I need to do a different way? And I think that type of thing is going to help give you a very clear understanding of what God wants you to do in this process, as well as what do you invite into it. So let's just start there, I guess.
And is God going to use my story? I forgot the way you phrased it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I would say this, it's a journey. So I think a lot of times we can go, I'm just going to do this, then immediately I can stop the medication. And sometimes that God can do miracles. He does. But many times it is that journey. And so I know one of the things that she said is that there was a point where it started. 16-year-old lost her best friend, that kind of things. My first thing would be, have you been able to walk through healing with that? Like, have you walked with a counselor, whatever that may be, to walk through that? Because if that's the starting point, then that's you got to walk through that and understand, is there lies in there? Is there things that you've taken? Is there maybe feelings from that point that you've taken through the rest of your life? Do you have a community that's around you? Do you have people, like Pastor Chris said, that go, maybe this isn't the moment that we titrate down. Let's spend a little bit more time, or whatever that may be. And as we're feeling that, let's have a healthy way about this, where we're going to go through this in a way that we make sure that you're not stepping ahead of where God is, but you're also not just waiting for him. Like, we're going to move towards God. And so it's a tough thing because we don't know every part of the story in it. But I would say involve some other people, and then make sure you're using the help that you need to get in order to get to the source of this pain.
Mm-hmm.
If freedom isn't the absence of pain, it is the surrendering it to God. Mm-hmm. That's where freedom begins. It's like, God, I'm giving this to you. And it looks different for everybody, and what that process looks like. And I think one of the questions was, is this something that God has just given me to deal with? I can't answer what that is or what that looks like for you, but I do know God never wastes pain.
Right.
Yeah.
We can see this all throughout Scripture. Even God may not cause it, but he won't waste it.
Right.
And so he'll use it as a part of your journey. And I said that before, patience. Give yourself some grace and some patience. Yeah. Regression doesn't mean failure. It's feedback. It's saying, hey, what are the patterns that I keep doing that keeps getting me back here? What is the trauma? What are the things that are causing me to go back into the same cycle? And so it's a reminder to go, oh, there's something that I'm not doing. Because freedom, you don't drift into freedom.
Well, you need to say that again. I think there's some truth to that.
You don't drift into freedom. No. It's intentional.
Yeah,
and it's a daily practice. And I think you have to be consistent in your habits. And when we're talking to church people, I think we trade habits for hallelujahs. And we think, man, the worship that I did on Sunday is going to fix all my problems. But worship on Sunday doesn't give you wellness on Monday if there's no consistent pattern and intentionality to go, here's what I'm going to do. And so some of us, our lives are committed to, I have to keep doing this thing. Yeah. I mean, I have friends, I'll use one of my brothers. One of my brothers, he's like, struggles with diabetes. And so to keep his levels right, he's like, I have to run 3 miles, not every day, but every other day. I have to do this. And this is part of my journey, but he's healthy. It keeps him healthy, keeps him on track. It keeps him disciplined. He's like, this is a discipline that has to be a part of my life. For a lot of us, trauma is a discipline, or the things that keep us from cycling is a discipline that just has to be part of your life. Because even when your mind is free, your body still remembers. Because you can be okay and your mind's like, man, this doesn't affect me mentally, but your body remembers that trauma. Your body remembers the heartache that you went through. The body remembers the pain that you went through. So you still have to put that in check and discipline that. Because sometimes it's not your mind that's the problem. It's the body going, hey, we know what this feels like. We know what it feels like to be broken. We know what it feels like to be hurt. And so you got to discipline both of those things. And so it's just a process of life. And so give yourself time and just be committed to it. And I don't mean to be talking this much, but don't consider every time that you fall back, whatever that is, don't consider every time you fall back, man, I messed up. No. Hey, how do I lean into God more in this moment? I didn't see this happening. And then ask God, what am I missing? And God, what are you trying to show me?
Yeah. You learned something that didn't work.
Yes.
Or you found out something else was there that you didn't see before.
Exactly.
And so that happens over time. It's
layers.
Yeah,
so you may be working on one thing
time.
And you discover, this thing exists too. I didn't even know that this thing was over. And this thing could be triggering this thing. And so.
Well, and you brought it up. And you're talking about diabetes, but I think with mental health, all the all the research they've done too, and just as just an aside, is the more healthy we are in our body, the more ability we have to deal with our mental things. And so, and look, you can go on Instagram and find 10 million ways that you can get healthy. But I do know this, and I kind of talked about it. There's foods that will make you feel anxious. All the highly processed, all that kind of stuff, it's shown it affects your mental health. Yeah. The fact that we never move affects our mental health, like those things. And so a part of it is that, but also, look, God gave you a body that we're supposed to take care of. Yeah. And so if we don't take care of it, it affects our mind. Mm-hmm. Like everything moves together. It's the way God created us. Everything affects everything else. And so it is. Maybe the first part of some of these things is choosing to eat the right way, choosing to move for some people. And I'm not talking directly to this story, but for a lot of us, because they've shown, I said this earlier, they did a study that found that just walking for, it was like 30 or 40 minutes was just as effective as the best depression medication. Yeah. And so I think sometimes we've just kind of lost the sight of how God created us to move and to eat and to do these things. And so it's I think that's the thing when it comes to all this stuff. When we talk about mental health, it's not just a mind thing; it's a whole body, mind, body, spirit, soul. It's all of these things kind of connected together.
Yeah. For everybody, go outside.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Go outside.
We live in Florida.
Go out, for a walk, get some vitamin D, go outside. Yep. Do you realize, have you ever put it together that when we were kids, there weren't as many anxiety-driven and depressed children as there are now? Because we was outside. Like
all the time.
All the time. And going outside was the goal.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be in the house. We're going outside. My parents would make us stay outside. Yeah. You're going to go outside, and I'm thirsty. You drink from the hose, and you stay outside. And you stay outside till you're exhausted, and then you come in the house. It's like, you need some vitamin D. God created this, and it does stuff for your mental capacity. So
it does.
Go outside.
And let me add this. None of the pastors here know who submitted this question. I'm the only one that knows. So they're not talking directly to you. They're just talking the principles that they know and that they've learned. But I think the what I want to circle back to on this question was what they said at the end. They said, "Why me?" Really, like, why is God allowing this in my life? And I think that's a question a lot of people have when life hits.
And that's part of what the enemy would love to tell you is you're the only one. And everybody's got their storms. Everybody has their stuff that they're walking through. So I think the thing is we've got to be able to go past the why me to who I have with me. And that's the answer in it, which is not easy to say because each of us go through very different things. There's some things that some people go through. I go, oh my gosh, I don't know how you walked through that. I don't know how you got through that, but things hit us all different. So I wouldn't look at it. And one of the reasons I want to hit the why me is because sometimes we go, well, then God is punishing me or God is disciplining me. It's like, no, there's sin in the world. There's problems in the world. There's an enemy in our world. And so there's going to be problems. There's going to be sin. There's going to be trauma. There's going to be these things. We're not guaranteed a perfect life. We're not guaranteed an easy life. We are guaranteed that we get to walk through the one that is those things. And so that's the thing. And that's the only reason I lean into that is the why me is we can't have that. I'm not saying she is here, but that victim mentality of I'm the only one.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to that if I could too. I think that, one of the things in the Bible it says in Hebrews 13, 5, it talks, I think that's right. You'll check me on that, I'm sure. But basically he says, I'll never, never leave you nor forsake you. And it also talks about the fact that he says, my grace is sufficient for you. So it's not only, I love what Hal said, but just to add to it, each of us have our challenges. I mean, there's not a person in the Bible, you look at any hero in the Bible, someone that you say, man, that guy was amazing, that gal was amazing for God. They all had challenges. I look around the people at this table and people on our staff who I look at and I think, man, they're going after God. And we all have our challenge. This might be that person's challenge. Our challenge is going to be different. And yet you go, why? Because here's the principle. God's here right now. He's right here in that moment. And I would say to this young lady, he's right there with you, walking with you through this. And you are experiencing something tremendously difficult. But he's here. His grace is here. His mercy is here. He's going to walk with you through this. He's going to give you the strength when you need it. He's going to give you the hope when you need it. And he's going to see every tear. He's going to hear every lament. And he's going to say, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like a spiritual answer, but almost I want to encourage you to go, you are not alone. If no person's in the room, then God is with you in this. And I will tell you, as someone we've all battled our battles. That's what I hold on to. When I have those moments where it's really tough, I go, he's here. Yeah. He's chosen to allow this to happen. And I'm going to walk through it knowing that he's with me. He's not forsaken me. And there's grace for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Acknowledge the pain. I think sometimes we forget to God wants to hear your pain.
Yeah.
He's okay with that. He's not intimidated by that. Yeah. It's Jesus is going, my God, why have thou forsaken me? When he's quoting Psalm 22, it's acknowledgement of the pain. So God wants to hear our pain. When you read Psalms, you hear David lamenting and having grief and anxiety and depression. Man, acknowledge the pain. Yeah, the stuff is real, but pain isn't the end of the story. It's not the conclusion. It's just a part of the story. And so be clear with acknowledging that pain, but also change the question. Like, why me keeps you stuck?
Yeah.
Why me keeps you in the blame scenario? And then you can find all the reasons why it's you. I'm not this, I'm not that. Why me, why me? But if you change the question, okay, what's next, God? What now? Yeah. What am I learning in this? What do you want me to do next? Because this thing is still here. When we read the story of Paul, and Paul says, 3 times I prayed for God to take this thorn from my side. We don't know what the thorn is, but whatever it is, it's filling him with anguish and anxiety. It's something he wants to get rid of. And still he ends that with going, man, your grace is sufficient.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to use this or what you're going to do, but God, your grace is sufficient. And so God's grace is sufficient in whatever you're going through right now. He's with you. You're not alone. You're never alone. Just put it in his hands and go, God, what's next? I acknowledge that this hurts, but what do you want me to do now?
I love that, because when you ask that question, you're continuing the journey forward.
Yeah.
You're not getting stuck. You're not wallowing. And I think that's one of the big keys of the enemy. He wants us to get stuck. He wants us to stay put. Continuing to ask the question and inviting God into it allows you to keep moving
and
forward.
lets him write the story.
Yeah.
Instead of us trying to figure it out on our own. Nope. God, you're writing this story. You tell me what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
So you're not alone and you're not crazy. No matter what Pastor Craig says this week. Well, thank you guys. Seriously, thank you for sharing and diving through these questions. I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
I know this has been a heavy topic, so I might want to ask something a little bit lighter. I've listened to the podcast every time, and I was a little disappointed when I came in. You talked about Crumble cookies, and I thought there was like food sponsorship involved with this. Sometimes. Oh, okay.
We don't always know when.
I should have brought you cookies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man.
Sorry, Pastor Chris.
Man,
Yes.
I was like, okay.
Well, we had 2 major accomplishments this episode. One, Pastor Chris being on the show,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
This is your first ever
It's
episode.
my first time.
Huge. And then the 3 of us match. We all have stripes on.
do have
Nice.
stripes.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
Hal and I got the little seersucker thing going
Yeah.
on. But
Wow.
Daryl also has stripes on.
I do have stripes on.
Come on, that
So,
makes me happy. We're
that's
syncing
good.
up.
Melissa was
We're
like,
synced
it's
up.
been 82 episodes the first time we've matched.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It works.
So thank you for being with us, Pastor Chris.
It is a
We
great
appreciate
joy.
your time.
And if anybody
appreciate your
knows
insight.
Crumble Cookie people, you tell them that we eat crumble cookies.
Yes.
And
We do.
Feel free to bring them here at any time.
Yes.
Or buffalo wings, or lasagna, or pasta,
Wow.
4 for Hal.
or chips.
If he gets 4, if he gets 4, I get 8 because baby. So
Yeah.
yes, we're ready to
Yes.
eat. Also, last piece as we wrap up this episode, get involved in Freedom in the
Yes.
fall when it starts again. Like that is, I know I've talked about it on the show before. Like that is what has taken me through all of these things that you guys are asking questions about and dealing with. I didn't even know what the word stronghold meant, right? Until I got into Freedom, got into group, got into community, and it took me through my fears, my anxiety, took me through it and helped me identify it. So definitely couldn't endorse that enough.
Do we have Freedom Online? Is that a thing? I mean,
I
for
don't
some
think
of
right
our
now.
viewers who are
I think
listening,
we have had it.
Like as an online class,
I
like
don't
if they
know.
couldn't come to the
yeah,
campus.
they couldn't come.
to
I
the
mean, we
location.
got people
I know we've
watching from
had
all
online
over the
groups
country.
before.
Yeah,
I'm
we've
not
had
sure.
online classes.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if we
groups,
have them
Excuse me, groups.
all the time, but we have had them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Reach out.
We'll look into it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Call us.
We got
Bring
you.
us cookies. See if we care.
Wow.
See if we can.
Wow.
Wow.
We'd love it. Bring us
Yes,
snacks.
we
Bring
do
us
care.
food.
Man.
We're
We'd
gonna
love
get all
it.
this food when you're not here.
Yes, exactly. Thank you guys for being with us for another episode of The Pastor's Hangover. We will see you next week.